What's up, Gumbeaux Fam? And just like that, the streak was indeed broken. I think if you listen to Birthday Blitz 1, this is Birthday Blitz 2, and if you know simple math, you know that there was 3 days that didn't happen. And we on the second episode. So what happened? 3 minus 2 is 1. I missed a day, okay? I missed a day. It was the day, my born day. I don't want to give any excuse for it because the plan was for Birthday Blitz week to do every single day. I want to run through my day so that way you can kind of get context on how I ended up on the couch slumped. Sleep. Not from what you'd probably expect, just like, oh, she had a grand old time. I had a great time. I was just tired. And I think through the course of the day, being someone that is now at the tender age of 38, a nap, a nap needs to be asleep. Like I need at least 3 hours reserved for if it's going to be a nap because the recovery was severe. I'm not a power nap gal. I'm not a power nap baddie. I can't go to sleep for 45 to an hour and just be like, yes. That's not going to happen. I don't even think I had coffee yesterday, which is a cardinal sin in my opinion. Jokes, only jokes for those that are sensitive and sanctified that listen to this podcast. Please have a sense of humor, please. So, hot sauce birthday blitz 2. Yesterday started off with breakfast. I don't know if there is a vicious biscuit where anyone else is, but there is one near me, and it was delicious. Big biscuit, Nashville hot chicken. It was very hot, so I ended up not um, eating it all. But to say the least, whatever that quote loaded mimosa was that I decided to, it was not loaded. They held back on the mimosa, and I feel like they probably should have because who was trying to be reckless at 9 a.m.? Hmm? Hmm? Was it me? It was. But to say the least, after that, your girl tried to adult and finally submit her taxes. If you're looking at the date of the episode, you're like, what happened? What did you do? What time lapse? Tax day was the 15th of April. That's national tax. What did you do? And I don't need your judgment. I don't. That's not what I needed you to click on and click play for. I didn't ask you for that. And I think if you know me for a long time now, if you're a long time podcast listener for the past, I don't know, 4.5 years, however long we've been at this thing, if you're judging me, you're going to have to judge them all. You're just going to have to. So judge me not. So I adulted. I finally submitted my taxes, and you're probably saying, you judged me twice. I felt like I felt that. I felt that. Who that was? You judged me twice. You said, oh, you turned in your taxes late. I heard you say that, and then you say, oh, and look at you. You had to turn your taxes in on your birthday. You took off and you went and turned your tax. That's a lot of judgment. And I don't know who that was in the back that said that. But turn that radio down. Turn it down. I heard you. And the judgment that you're passing to me, I don't like that. You were supposed to be family. Okay? So I submitted that. And then on the way back, I was like, you know what? I'm hungry. I need a birthday. Okay, somebody else judged me again. Let me give y'all the time. Okay, let me give y'all timestamps because that was 9 a.m. Tried to load it mimosa. It wasn't loaded enough. It wasn't nothing, right? It was just eat a biscuit and go file your taxes. So did that. By the time I drove from where I am to Timbuktu, it's 12:30. So we went from 9 to 12:30 in the afternoon. So if that made you feel better about me trying to get like a little afternoon snack, or if you judge me and my obesity, whatever, it's my birthday, right? I didn't say I had no cake or no type of dessert or none of that. I would have loved that, a little something sweet, but it didn't. So at about 12:30, I'm like, yeah, I want to, birthday fave. I want something. I would love to have sat at another restaurant, but who wants to do that? Who wants to have double, like you just had a breakfast, you know what I mean? A good sit down breakfast. You got dressed. You looked like somebody cared about you. Why would you want to go sit down somewhere else? So driving along, I passed up every restaurant known to man because I even wanted to stop at Blue Store Chicken. And if you're a listener that's just not from around these parts, you don't know what Blue Store Chicken is. It's, if you ain't near anywhere near Baton Rouge or just, I don't know, near neighboring cities, then you don't know anything about Blue Store Chicken. But I wanted that, right? And I didn't stop. I just, because I'm like, I don't want to get down. hmm I don't want to get down. And somebody is judging me again because they say, what is this quote, get down? And you're not from Southeast Louisiana. You're not from the Eunice, Louisiana either. You probably don't know from, or even from the region, the 337, you don't know what get down is. And that's when you get out of the car to get into another place. You have to step down out the car, don't you? Don't you? Or maybe you just, lanky and you're tall and your foot hit the ground as soon as, you get down. So if I'm asking you, like I'm driving you somewhere and like you gonna get down, you get down out the car. Are you going in the store is the question. Now, if you want to do a whole episode, a hot sauce episode on just me rambling about colloquialisms from the 337 or just countrified Louisianian verbiage, we can do that. Okay? But let's stay focused. So I passed up everything, right? I just didn't want to get down. I'm like, I don't want to get out of the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I got to go somewhere where it's going to be a drive-through. I passed every drive-through, seemed like, because it was like a 42-minute drive to get back to my destination. And I was, in my mind, something said, stop for Cane's. It said, hey, you want Cane's? And I said, yeah. I whispered back at whatever that was, and I just never stopped. I passed like 3 Cane's. There was an exit Cane's, like 10 minutes later, it's like a mile and a half you can go to a Cane's. And then when I get into the city, I'm like, you're passing up a Cane's. I had opportunities. I just didn't want Cane's. And so in my mind, I'm like, I want something to eat. And to be honest, I know you're like, well, ma'am, what were you going to do with that Cane's? Weren't you not going to eat it? I was. But something in my spirit wanted food. And to be honest, I probably should have cooked my own birthday meal. Just probably do some red beans and rice, do a sauce, do something because I needed some food with some substance. I wanted something Cajun. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted something hearty. Off the Hook is another restaurant, right? I'm just shouting out everybody for free. Ain't nobody giving me no endorsements, sponsorships, paying for commercials, none of that. As a matter of fact, YouTube hating. I don't want to say that too loud. YouTube, I love y'all. But somebody on YouTube, I felt like, did a copyright infringement on one episode and not everything copyright question mark. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I think it's the intro and outro song. We didn't pay for that. We paid for that in 2020. You know what I'm saying? That's a free jazz band on here. Why is y'all hating? Coming back from the tangent. So I ended up going to Off the Hook. Okay? Off the Hook is a seafood restaurant. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get a po' boy. Because I wanted something with ranch on it. And I know you're probably like, whoa. Po' boy, ranch, what's happening? Then I ended up getting a shrimp po' boy because they got tartar sauce on it. It was fully dressed. But they had this black and ranch over there that's fire. So I'm like, I'm going to get this black and ranch. In my mind, I'm like, this is it. This is the perfect lunch on your birthday, right before you take your birthday nap. Like, this is it. This is gonna be perfect. So I got me a shrimp po' boy, okay, black and ranch on the side, red beans with extra rice. Red beans with extra rice. I repeated it because I felt like somebody else, this is just family, Who is that person back there that y'all notice that's listening for the first time judging? Who that is? Call them out. Anyway, red beans, extra rice. I just wanted something because you know when you fix your plate of rice and you put your 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 stuff on top. Anything. It could be gravy. It could be beans. It could be something on top. Chicken. I like it to sit on a bed of rice. I don't want to see it swallowed up by juice. I don't want to see the juice everywhere and the rice is hiding. I am the gumbo person that I like juice, but I would prefer more rice. You know what I'm saying? So with that context given, I'm hoping that judgment just diminished a little bit from whoever that was. I swear, from the time I started this episode, I heard that. Okay, so I got my order. Headed back to the house. The house ain't far, 5 minutes away, which means food's still warm. We good. I want to get in this bed and rub my feet together because that's peace for me. I don't know if somebody have to go out on their birthday and stay out. I don't know if they have to go shopping. I don't know if they have to get a massage. I don't know if they have to I don't know, go. I've been there, done that. Go driven, test drive cars that I would love to buy. Tour a home that's well over $1 million just to see what it's like. I've done those things on like putting a birthday designated to those experiences. Whereas this one, I was intentional about. I want to hear nothing but them ashy feet rubbing in these covers, and you know what that sounds like, that fire worthy, rubbing dry feet together. And that's all I wanted. Get home, completely let loose, threw threw my favorite jammies back on with the puppy dogs on it. Shout out to Cuz, because we got the same type, but they're Walmart pajamas with the pockets. Whoever made pajamas with pockets, right? Shout out to y'all, because we needed something with people put snacks in there, like you could put that in your pajama pockets, okay? I told y'all what these hot sauce episodes are going to be. This is why it's Birthday Blitz, so welcome. Put it on, get in the bed. Now, my husband don't really listen to the gumbo, like talking about it anyway, only the episodes that he be on, right? So if he miraculously listens to this episode, he gonna be mad because guess who ate in the bed? Don't tell him either if you know him. You trash if you do that. You wrong. Don't do that. Don't do that for me. Just keep the story. Just story time, okay? So I ate it. I took a bite of, drizzled a little black and ranch on it, da da da. Took a bite of the shrimp po' boy. And I chewed it, I was like, kind of, you don't like, like when you into something, you into it, you nod and you like, yeah, this is good. You could silently say this is great. It was not, y'all. I took another bite, it was peculiar. I don't even use the word as often as I probably, needed to, but that's the best way to describe it. This was a peculiar taste. And it tastes like they didn't change their grease. And on my birthday, y'all decide to give me the greasiest shrimp po' boy, right? I guess that's just on me. So I took what was 2.5 bites of this shrimp po' boy, and it was a waste. Luckily, I didn't pour all my black and ranch on it because I moved on to the red beans and rice. Nah, red beans and rice was solid. Okay? It took me where I needed to go. Okay? To bed. Right? And so after I ate that, turned over, rubbed my feet together, went to bed for an hour. Now, this is my birthday, y'all, because that hour I set a timer because I knew once my eldest child got back from school, it's over with. Mama mode back. And about an hour, 45 minutes into, asleep and just kind of sitting there and laying there, it was over. The day progressed with kids, right? You bringing people to practice, you back to normal, okay? I ended up falling asleep. This is fast forwarding through everything that happened that evening because, of course, reading, homework, whatever else they doing, leap testing, all of that, right? Come home, settle in. I got a a basket of clothes in front of me. I'm like, I have every intention, yes, on my birthday, to fold these clothes. I did. I wrapped up in that Black Panther blanket that was for my child and ended up dozing, y'all. Dozing so hard. Y'all didn't hear a shower in there, right? Okay, I'm just checking because there wasn't one. Your girl didn't take no shower. Fell asleep just reckless and trifling on the couch to wake up at 2 a.m. to get up and shower. Y'all, and if y'all over here judging me and acting like y'all ain't never been that dog tired to where you done woke up confused, if you ain't had it in your adult life, you've had it in your past lives where I can distinctly remember a time I fell asleep after school. This was me younger, and my daddy woke me up hollering, talking about, you missed the bus. Oh, you missed the bus. Baby, when I tell you I was weeping, crying, crying because I missed the bus. That's how confused and bewildered I was. Okay? But you have woken up. I woke up at 2 a.m., bathed, went to bed. Thus the reason, just to get right back here at the start of this episode with me telling y'all, my bad. We got Blitz Weeks 2 because technically it never happened on my end. I was not pushing play. It didn't even dawn on me like, hey, you know you're supposed to do a podcast every day this week for your birthday week. Didn't dawn. Didn't dawn. You hear me? Did not. So therefore, thank y'all for listening. I can't I can't express any further how blessed I am to just see another year, to even have this somewhat of a like a outlet, a virtual diary to just talk it out and just have a timestamp of the gratitude I have. I know God is moving in my life. It may not be at the pace in which I would have moved because, to be honest, I move fast, quick, and mess things up. You know what I'm saying? It's the strategy and calculation that Jesus has. I don't, and the tact. Good evening, sir. You ain't gotta creep around here. Nor do I have a studio to sneak off to and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna go head to the studio with my sound machines and my engineer John. He's going to master this podcast for me and have it edited, and all these episodes are lined up for the entire month. That is not the case. That's not the case. What is the case is a late Wednesday night, a load of laundry, maybe 2 loads of laundry sitting in front of me while I'm sitting on a couch and my husband tiptoeing in his sleeping shorts. You know, that's what's happening here. And so with that humble ending here, I thank you all for listening and just revving up for accountable episodes this week. I'll do my best, my very best. And if not, I know y'all gonna, hold me accountable on the other side. If somebody gonna judge me like they did this whole episode. Until next time.